Hello everybody, December 22nd, 2021. Let's take a look at Bitcoin today. Mostly just choppy action today, which was pretty much expected. Last night I said, if this did a little pullback down to kind of reset this overbought indicator here, I might consider starting to buy back in. And that's pretty much where we are now. We're in the area that I would consider buying in. So I have gone ahead and bought some Bitcoin right here. My stop now is underneath this low. And realistically, I'm holding for the potential of the third wave if it comes. Discuss the possibility of this being 1 and 2 and then making a third wave up here. So somewhere in the area of like 56 to 60K would be the next stop for that, if it maintains this this diagonal that we might be seeing. So this is not a high probability structure still. I've gone over multiple times now the issues that I have with this structure. It's all three-wave choppy action, and so best case scenario we see just more of the same, basically chop up, chop down, right? So even once we strike this area here, I'm still expecting we pull back into the lower 50s from that 60K area. So that being said, I did say on the daily chart what I was really looking for as a potential sign here was breakout on the RSI. It is only 2 touches on this trend line, so again, not super high probability, but with a risk-reward ratio like this, I am fairly happy with buying here anyway. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I want long position. Here we go. So purchasing here, stop below those lows, and a target up in this area here is a 2.77. So you've got anywhere from 2.5 to 4 as far as reward versus risk. So it does favor taking a position here with this RSI breakout anyway. And on top of that, we do have now a test of this double bottom neckline, so that's always decent. The double bottom right here, the target is just 50.7, so we could see it hit that and then die. But let me show you here. This is pretty much right here is the neckline, right? That's the neckline at 40, pretty much 48K, and that's where we came down and retested. So we're retesting a neckline, plus we're coming down and resetting these indicators. So again, it favors longs, at least for the moment. And once we hit this, I don't think I'm going to take profit here because, like I said, I'm playing for the longer term. If it wants to go up there. But once we hit this area here, I'll probably put my stops at basically break even, underneath this low here, and then it'll be a risk-free position essentially. So if we can break up, hit that target, I'll expect it to continue, but if it doesn't continue, I'll stop out break even, no harm, no foul. So that's kind of how I'm playing this right now. Let me get rid of this. And then the last thing I can look at for today is pretty much viewing this potentially as maybe an A and a B. It could certainly fall down a little further and that would reset this, but let's just call that the bottom for now, for argument's sake. If that is in fact the bottom, then next resistance zone we would potentially see is right here, anywhere in this red box or this orange box, which encompasses that double bottom target right there at the lower end, and could push higher up to about 53. That would be if this wants to do ABC up, right? So since my third wave target is all the way up here, I would realistically expect this to do more of a WXY, you know what I mean? Like this is ABC down in W, ABC up in X, ABC down in Y, actually ABC down in Y. So we may see the same thing here, right? ABC up in W, maybe a little ABC down in X, and then another larger ABC up in Y. Something like this to actually hit that third wave target is kind of what I expect if it does in fact go up there. Like I said, I am not 100% convinced of that yet. Breaking 51.9, this area here, would still be probably the best indication that that's what it wants to do. We also need to deal with this yellow downtrend line coming down here. So there's plenty of work to do, like I said, but and I'm not all in by any means with my entire stack. But I have bought in a little bit here. I've got some buys a little bit lower down because I just like the risk reward ratio here for the potential of it going up higher into that upper region. And I do believe at the minimum we should get that double bottom target before crashing. So if what we see instead of a breakout is simply this, A, B, and C to that double bottom target, and then death, I stop out below that low, and I expect that it continues downwards either to the lower regions in the 30Ks that I was looking at, or it can always just extend this obnoxious ABC action even more and continue going sideways. So I think that pretty much sums it up for the moment. It would surprise me if we broke this low in the short term before hitting that high, but anything is possible. And if we do, then further downside is probably even more likely at that point. But pretty much all I can do is just continue watching this short-term price action and keep revising the plan. Unfortunately, with action like this, you have to kind of stay on top of it and just keep revising your plan based on what it's doing. If we ever actually get in a real impulse, the trading becomes a lot easier because you just keep moving your stops up as it continues to hit targets. So, all right, I think that pretty much sums it up. So hopefully we see this pump at least into this region overnight and or tomorrow. And then we'll go from there as far as whatever the reaction is that we get from that. All right, everybody, good night and see you tomorrow.